Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pitch at home. Jay Walsh here. I'm going to introduce our guest in a second. Thank you very much for watching the first episode. Got some great ones coming up over the next couple of days as well. We wanted to give a massive shout out, first of all, to RAA, who are a huge supporter of Adelaide United. And as you know, the South Australian community really struggling at the moment. So RAA, thanks for still sticking on board with Adelaide United, Flinders University, and our other key partners as well. We are very thankful for your ongoing support. This is great because episode 2 of the pitch at home is kind of like the captain's corner. We have Angelo Costanzo, 73 games for Adelaide United, a man who played 77 games, scored 4 goals, Michael Valkanis, and, the big dog himself, 137 games, 30 goals, Travis Dodd. Boys, welcome to the captain's corner on the pitch.
Cheers, boys.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, this is brilliant. Now, let's give a little bit of a geographical indication of where you are, because this is an international episode at the moment. So if we could start with you, Ange, whereabouts are you right now? And we'll go Ange, Trav, and then Mickey.
I'm in South Australia, Adelaide, Jarrod.
Cool.
I'm in Prospect, South Australia, about 5 k's to the east, northeast of Ange, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you going, Ange?
Good, Travis. You good if you answer your phone as well. You never answer, mate. What is it?
I'm still working, actually.
Okay.
Even though we've got isolation, I'm one of the ones that's still working.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Just relax, all right? We want to
All
find
right,
out
sorry.
where Michael is.
He
Mate,
just
whereabouts are you?
He just asked why I'm not answering my phone.
Yeah, mate, I'm in Athens, Greece.
Well, this is great. Let's get the serious stuff out of the way first, because obviously...
Sorry, Jay Walsh,
Yep.
Where are you?
I'm in my house at the moment. My missus is in there and my daughter's playing Barbies or something, and my neighbours can hear me because I talk really loud. So I'm in South Australia as well. Thank you for asking, though, Travis. It's very kind of you. So last week I asked what was going on with John McCain, with Cameron Watson and Jake Barkadash when it comes to isolation. Mickey, I wanted to ask you first, because you're obviously over there in Greece, assistant coach of the national team, mate. But this is full on what is happening in Europe at the moment, especially with coronavirus. Could you give a little bit of an insight to how you are affected over there and what it's like on the streets?
Yeah, well, it's like a ghost town on the streets, I think, like everywhere else across the world. But we went into lockdown very, very early on. I think the government realised the severity of what's happening, and I think with what's happened in the past year in terms of the problems in the past, economic problems, since 2010, they knew that they had to do something quick as well for the health system. And we went into lockdown very, very early, and we've been stuck indoors for a long time, mate. And look, even just to go out to the supermarket or to go out for exercise, you've got a SMS, a government app. They send you back an SMS, and you've got to have all your details on you when you're out in the streets, and there's police everywhere checking up on everyone. So there's not too many people out and about, but when you do go out and about, you do get checked up.
Over here in South Australia, and I think around the country at the moment, and with Trav and Ange, you boys living in Adelaide, we kind of wait for around this time, and the time of recording is it's just before 5 o'clock. We kind of wait for this time every day to see what the statistics are of how many South Australians have got coronavirus and how many around the country, and we're doing okay at the moment. Is that similar to you, Mickey, over there, just to go far out? It's almost playing a waiting game to see what the numbers are like.
Yeah, that's the truth. We wait at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to hear the updates. And look, we've done really well here. Things are really good, and they're moving along quite nicely. Like, it's not nice, deaths. We're talking about deaths, but that's very low here. And the amount of infected people is quite low as well. And it comes down to the measures that the government took very early on, I think, as compared to Spain and Italy and so on, which is causing havoc. But yeah, all good up to now. But it's just strange, mate. You just don't know. It's uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen. What's going to happen? We're involved in football. When is football going to be about again? When are we going to go back to normality, where we can go to the supermarket without pressing?
Oh, he's frozen. So it's a good freeze though. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's continue, because he'll jump back on in a second. Trav, you obviously got kids, mate. Are you going to hold them out of school for a bit longer? Like, what's the deal with your kids? Because I know you've got a different age bracket of kids. It's pretty full on as a parent.
My eldest, he's same age as Andrew's lad. They've finished school, so he's playing PlayStation every day.
Right.
But look, to be honest, Jake, he's been self-isolating since 2014 anyway. So, he's definitely one of the safe ones. My daughter, she goes to a private school. They actually closed the school. They made the choice to close the school about 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
2 weeks to go of school, so they've been homeschooling. So she has to get up and jump on Zoom every day or Teams or whatever they have, and go to school for the full day. So we're in school holidays now. My daughter also boards as well, so they've closed the boarding house. I've got her home, so she'll be at home for the foreseeable future. So, yay me.
Mickey's just about to jump back on. He's back now, which is great. Welcome back. And let's talk about Dom then. Obviously, Dom's been doing some stuff over the past couple of years and worked his way up to wearing the Adelaide United jersey, which is fantastic. So for him, when it comes to football, because he's so passionate about his football, how frustrating is it for him to not be able to do anything at the moment?
Yeah, it is. It's not just for him, it's just for everyone involved in football. It's just at home, I reconnected with my wife after 20 years. I've just seen her after 20 years. I just realised she had brown eyes, so I didn't realise that before. So
she's got three.
Good that they're home. What's that?
Move on.
So no, brown eyes, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, no, just move on.
Come on,
move
mate.
on.
Come on, mate. This is a family show here. So it is frustrating. They can do only so much by themselves and do your own work. But it's hopefully soon we can get back to normality.
It's weird seeing all the discussion with what's going on with the A-League at the moment, because obviously there's talks about a TV deal, and by the time that this is uploaded, who knows what's happened between Fox Sports and the A-League and what's going to happen with broadcast and what the A-League looks like next year. But for you boys, you were all playing around at a time before these TV deals were kind of in play as well. It was a different time for football back then. It's a different time right now. So it's kind of like, where would you rather be at the moment? Because you can see the whole football landscape changing. I guess I'll throw that to you, Mickey. You're still heavily involved in football. It's such a unique time at the moment.
Yeah, it is. And with the TV, it's going to be very interesting. I mean, moving forwards, how's everyone, when the games start, and we're looking at it here, and there's big talks, about the leagues restarting here and the Champions League restarting and so on. There's going to be no crowds, so obviously everyone's going to have to watch games from the TV. But how long is that going to go on for as well? We're hearing for the next 6 months here in Europe. That's how people are going to enjoy their football at home, watching it on TV. So it's just strange. And then you're hearing all the going on in Australia from here as well with what's happening. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a total different landscape for football, I think, once it begins again. And we're seeing it here, and I'm sure it's going to be the same in Australia.
Trav, can you please just indicate that's a dog next to you, right? Isn't it? Because all we could see was just this mop. Okay, all right. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your dog's name?
Sick man.
Unshaven.
Leo. Fantastic.
Yeah,
all right. Leo's having a great time. All right. Let's do a quick whip around of what everybody has been up to, because I know that Trav, you've been doing some commentary, and Ange, you've obviously been out in the workforce for a while as well. Let's give a quick update for all the Adelaide United fans to see what their former captains have been up to. Trav, start off with you, mate. Your hair's looking gorgeous.
Thank you. I've been spending a lot of time on that, trying to get it right. Slogging it away,
Mickey
mate.
can't say the same, though, huh?
Well, neither can I.
I know, mate. He's taking the piss, mate. With see, that's why he's got the camera a bit high, so you can't
Half
see
on
the
his
top
head,
of his
I know,
head.
huh? Come
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Jeez, that goes back now, doesn't it?
Jeez.
You turn around, show us the back bit.
Hey, be careful, huh? Why are you wearing the cap?
Hasn't got the
it's
shoe
getting low
polish
as
out
well.
yet this morning. No, so just working away, mate. Isolation has been tough, working from home. So got 2 kids at home and the wife doing it tough. We've got obviously the restrictions not as severe as other states. So I've been getting out every week and playing golf. So can't complain too much about that. Just before Mickey cut off though, having spent some time, mate, Mick, in Greece, I think, you need to SMS people. You're missing the point here, mate. a good bribe never goes astray, mate. I know. 20 euros, you can go out whenever you want.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. Even to get a release, even to get a release from a Greek club, you still got to pay in South Australia.
Ange, what have you been up to, mate?
I've been still pretty busy with work. So I'm in the construction game. So I've got 2 or 3 people helping me out. So we've been very busy at the moment. So we'll probably slow down later on after everything goes back to normal. We'll probably slow down. But at the moment, very busy with that, and plenty of work at the moment.
All right, let's talk about the club for a second. Adelaide United, an indifferent season to the point of where the league stopped. But let's talk about your time at the club. So let's go around the group, starting with you, Michael Valkanis, probably the best player that you played with during your time in Adelaide United.
Oh, it's got to be Angelo Costanzo, mate. He was unbelievable.
Thanks, mate.
Next to him, with a big smile on his face. Oh, look, we had a great time. All of us, I think, we had really good squads, and from day one, especially from the inaugural season, it was exciting times in the first year in the NSL. But then once the A-League started, it was really good. It was really good, and I think we enjoyed each other's company, and we had some really good teams, good squads that did really well. And I think a lot of people had written us off a lot of seasons at the beginning, and we were right up there, always competing for finals football.
What about you, Ange? I mean, are you going to throw it back and say that Mickey was the best player that you played with?
No, I'm not going to do that. The biggest name was probably Romario. I think we all played with Romario when he was here. He was probably at the back end of his career, but it was always a pleasure to play with someone like that.
Yep. And you, Trav? You can't obviously say yourself, so say someone else.
Someone else?
Oh, jeez. Travis has sunstroke for a big day on the golf course.
He's had a few beers down and 9 holes.
Yeah, I reckon probably Marcos Flores. Look, to be honest, there's been quite a few. There's Marcos, the 2 boys here, but even Shenking Chu and Fernando Rek. They were unbelievable players in their own right.
And who was the leader of the change rooms when it came to banter? We found out last week when we spoke to John McCain that he had a weird captaincy because he obviously was given the captaincy and then taken away from him. But are we all saying that Ange was the banter king, or am I seeing a different screen here?
No, I'm pointing down to Ange.
Yep.
Most definitely. I mean, always be walking around with his nuts out or doing something stupid like that, and whether it's in the change rooms before a game when the Foxtel cameras were coming in, or on the massage table at the hotel, before games, whatever it was. If there was ever a laugh to be had, it was always Ange with his ball bag out.
Great. Well, we probably can use about 2 minutes of this so far in the final product. So this is great. Thanks, Travis. And Mickey, from you, mate.
Jared, if you get a chance, just get whatever footage you can from Fox, mate. Pre-game footage of Ange.
Really?
Early days.
And he had a different act for every game. So it was, it
was always this. It was always giving us a stretch and.
Some good material, that's for sure.
Yeah, shorts were always hiked up.
Hey, what about the city itself now? Trav and Ange, you boys live in Adelaide, so you know what it's like, but you've both spent time outside of it, and Michael obviously in Greece at the moment. But speaking to the boys last week, none of them live in Adelaide anymore, and they were talking about how much they love the city itself, and sometimes it takes you to spend time away from it to appreciate how good it is. And is that something that you think about at all, Mickey, especially because you're not living here at the moment, and how easy it is to live in South Australia?
Yeah, look, we when I first went to Adelaide, I went there for 2 years and I ended up staying for 14 years. So we tend to call it home, Adelaide, even though we've got family in Melbourne, and we always feel comfortable and love going back to Adelaide whenever we get the chance. Obviously, my 4 boys are all born in Adelaide, so they're South Australians, and we've got a lot of good friends in Adelaide. So we call it home, and we do miss it. And we miss beautiful Henley Beach and the proximity of everything, where everything is so close and there's not that much traffic, and there's just the laid back nature of Adelaide. We do miss it, but it's home for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you, Trav and Ange, think when you were playing with Michael Valkanis that we'd be talking to him via video chat on Zoom one day, and to see what he's done in his coaching career so far? It's pretty impeccable.
Mate, I honestly, the fact that he's a national team coach is unbelievable. Mate, I look at that in awe. And if honestly you can finish your football career and get into coaching as a full-time gig, it's tough because you spend your whole career as a player traveling around the world, trying to make a go of it, and then to go through that same process again as a coach. It's a testament to desire and passion and a will to succeed, because blowing smoke up Mickey's ass now, but he's travelled around Australia and across Europe to different destinations, and he's come out on top. So it's fantastic, and it's a great endorsement for former players and what they can do post football.
Yeah, what do you think, Ange?
No, I don't think he would at all, because, especially smashing lockers at Sydney Football Stadium, and you can't be, to be a coach for a national team, you can't be doing stuff like that. And then kicking stuff in the change room, throwing medical tables at young 17, 18-year-old boys in the youth team. And seeing these kids
Frankie?
jumping through the roof because he's blown a rocket. No chance that you ever see that. No, but in all seriousness, no. Mickey's driven and always wanted to be a coach, and it's no surprise that he is where he is at the moment.
Well, we love it, boys. We have run out of time. Thank you very much for giving me a little
Already?
bit of time. Yeah, we have already. We've gone for about 15 minutes. My daughter's probably sooking in the background, but take care of yourselves.
There's a tear in the window.
Oh, yes. No, that's my wife.
Before,
my wife's really short. Yeah. She's wearing a pirate hat. All right, I'm not going back in there. I've got a fridge full of...
Have you got a cooking dinner?
No, Travis. Hey, boys, thank you very much. Mickey, you're over in Athens, mate. We appreciate especially you jumping on. Take care of your family. And thanks for catching up on the captain's corner here on the pitch. And it looks like you've all settled into your Saturday night or your Saturday morning over there. So, and Travis, you look like you're posing for some sort of album cover or something. That's great. Boys, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jarrod.
Cheers.
Right.
Cheers, boys.
Answer your phone. Harley, ciao. Happy Easter, Mickey.
See you, boys.
Yeah.